The Alabama Crimson Tide find themselves at their second bye week with everything still out in front of them. However, there's been some surprises this season in terms of players. Let's talk about the 5 trending players right now for Alabama football. Thanks for joining us. Stick around. This is Way Offsides. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the case may be. No intro tonight, just me, Cotton, because we got a lot to talk about. Alabama football coming off of a disastrous week one and a first year season under head coach Kalen DeBoer, where folks kind of went, I don't know, man. I don't know what the trajectory is of this program. Now sit with one loss, 3/4 of the way through their season with all of their season goals out in front of them, still SEC championship, college football playoff, and a shot at a national championship. Now, to do that, they'll have to still beat LSU, Oklahoma, and Auburn on the road. However, the Tide should be favored in every one of those games moving forward, even Auburn on the road. Now, in saying all of this, this has happened because there's been a big shift in the team mentality this year. And I think that a lot of it came after that week one loss. Now, we saw Alabama go on the road against South Carolina and look very similar to how they did in week one. A lot of folks are kind of, they're tired, they're this, they're that. But the senior leadership, the captains on this team really won that game for Alabama at the end. So, with that in mind, I want to talk about players outside. Some of them are captains, but players who also have come on and are trending in the right direction for the Tide as we get ready to hit this last leg of the season. But before we do that, please make sure you have liked, subscribed. If you're new here, welcome. You have found the one-stop shop for anything Alabama football. We do it all, folks. We do in-game analysis. We bring on the big names in the industry with Clint Lamb on a lot. Interviews with recruits, their families. We do it all. So you're here. You're home. Go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a big like on the video as well for me, and we will get started. Coming up, number one. Right. Well, first of all, let's give an honorable mention, right? We have to give an honorable mention. Obviously, Ty Simpson, right? For those of us who actually follow college football and understand the game, Ty Simpson's not a surprise the way he's playing. His poise, his leadership, his decision-making, it's not shocking to anyone. You leave a guy in a system that long, they're going to succeed. So, no, we're not shocked by Ty Simpson, but obviously this team goes as Ty Simpson goes, so we got to give him the honorable mention. Now, there'll be some names on here that some of you will expect. I think there'll be a couple of names on here you may not. Now, starting off, we've got Josh Quavvis, tight end, senior tight end from the University of Alabama, originally from University of Washington. He came to Alabama with Kalen DeBoer. Now, Quavis's stats aren't eye-popping. Last season, he was pretty important for Alabama's offense. He recorded 218 yards. Well, he's going to probably eclipse that this year. He's already at 203 with 4 games to go. Now, that's not an eye-popping number. But when we talk about Josh Quavvis, we got to talk about how clutch he is, especially on third down. Ty Simpson likes finding Quavvis. He likes finding the tight end on third down. We talked about that going into the season, how Jalen Milroe often used Josh Quavvis that way. Obviously, Ty Simpson doing the same thing is paying off. Also, Quavvis is really, really good when it comes to blocking downfield. He had a couple of tough games in the run game here these past 2 weeks, but Quavvis is definitely trending in the right direction in the eyes of Alabama fans and on the field. Now, next up, this one would surprise you probably a few weeks ago, but coming into the latter part of the season, definitely not. And that is Alabama wide receiver Jeremy Bernard. Again, another Wisconsin transfer. Now, Bernard last season was extremely impressive. I talked back in July and August, if you've been with the channel that long, about how Bernard really came on strong towards the end of the season, especially in the Iron Bowl, the bowl game. He looked really good. He looked like the best receiver on the team. Well, right now he does as well. He looks like one of the best players on the team outside of Ty Simpson. Obviously, all the preseason talk and everybody it highlights Ryan Williams, and deservedly so. Ryan Williams is a fantastic player. He struggled with some drops this year. But when we talk about reliability and meeting the standard, it's been Jeremy Bernard. It's been the infection, as they like to call him. He's recorded 38 catches for 526 yards, 6 touchdowns, recording a 14-yard average per catch. He likely will eclipse what he did last year too. I kind of, I don't want to say predicted, but I did, that Jeremy Bernard would be the most important wide receiver in this group of very, very talented wide receivers. And so far, I haven't been wrong on that. Bernard has been instrumental to Alabama's success, again, much like Quavvis, in very clutch moments. We saw that against Missouri. We saw that at home against Tennessee. We saw that on the road at South Carolina. Now, next up, something Alabama has done that's very, very interesting is this big recruiting class they brought in last fall. Alabama is playing these guys. They are playing a lot of youth. Dijon Lee, it could be another honorable mention that we're not going to get to talk about today because we're only doing 5 players, but definitely deserves to have his name brought up. But another guy that I really want you guys to pay attention to as Alabama moves forward down the season is Michael Carroll, the right guard. Now, we know Alabama's right guard situation has been sketchy, to say the least. Carroll, the true freshman, the 6'6", 321-pound true freshman out of Bradenton, Florida. But folks were very excited about him when he came in, and for good reason. Carroll, there was a viral video of him in high school just tossing a defensive lineman 10 yards down the field. That got Alabama fans really excited. And to be honest, even though Alabama is using this rotating lineman scheme, Carroll has been pretty solid when he's been in the game, and he has a very, very bright future ahead of him in Tuscaloosa. Now, next up, probably my favorite player on this year's team, and that is Alabama linebacker Wolf Jon Pierre. Now, Pierre, I was very high on him coming into the season, him and Justin Jefferson as well. Pierre, the cousin of famed Alabama linebacker Courtney Upshaw. Pierre has started to make a name for himself. He was already kind of getting a significant playing time, but his snap count has gone up substantially after the Quay Russaw injury. Now, it'll be interesting to see when Quay comes back how they utilize Pierre, if they want to try to move Quay inside. But Pierre's a guy that Alabama absolutely needs to have on the field. His motor is at 1,000 miles an hour. He is affecting plays in the backfield often. He could be that third down situational guy that Alabama is used to having, like that Will Anderson, Dallas Turner type guy. And so I just feel like Jon Pierre is playing really, really good football, and he seems to be getting better week in and week out, as really do the rest of the linebackers. Now, on the season, he's recorded 29 tackles. 19 of those have been solo. He's got 4 sacks, and he's forced 2 fumbles. The guy's playing heads up football right now. One of my favorite players on this team. Really looking forward to the rest of his career in Crimson. Now, last but not least, Alabama's running game has struggled mightily the entire season. It has not been good. Alabama fans were really excited to get senior Jam Miller back. However, Jam obviously went out early in the season with that collarbone injury, wasn't available for a few weeks. He comes back, kind of lights it up a little bit, and then gets a concussion. Comes back the next week and plays. It just hasn't felt the same with Jam Miller since. Now, Alabama's run game was trending a little bit in the right direction. However, they weren't able to run the ball at all against South Carolina, who is one of the worst run defenses in the SEC. Some of that's on the offensive line. Did a whole video on it. You can check it out on the channel when you're done here. But a bright spot in the run game, and somebody who can mix it up, is 6'1", 244-pound sophomore Daniel Hill out of Meridian, Mississippi. Hill is only averaging, he's only rushed for 83 yards right now. However, he's averaging about 4 yards a carry. And when you see him, it just looks different because of his size. He is very similar in size to Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry was at Alabama. Different run style. However, it's nice to see that big back in there getting it done for the Tide. I think he is a great switch-ups option when you compare Jam Miller or maybe even Kevin Riley, who was pretty hot early on in the season. So Daniel Hill definitely gets the nod here because, I mean, Alabama's running back room, even with departures that are likely going to happen at some point to the portal, with a guy like Daniel Hill, Alabama's running back room is in very, very good shape moving forward. Well, there you have it. those are 5 trending players for Alabama as we head into the last fourth of the regular season. Obviously, the tunnel opening to the playoffs gets brighter the more Alabama wins. The Tide doesn't have it easy. They're going to face an LSU team at home who is going to be revamped and refreshed without their head coach. We all know Oklahoma, despite their record, is one of the best defenses in the country. Even rumors out there by Lane Kiffin that they're stealing signs and doing things like that. Obviously, you get that Eastern Illinois game, which might as well be a third bye week. And then you go and play probably the best defense you're going to play all year in Auburn in Jordan Hare. It'll be Kalen DeBoer's first time traveling down there. And we all know weird stuff happens in that game and that place. So let me know who should have been on this list. Who would you exchange? Who's somebody you're really excited about? Did you like the list? Did you not like the list? Let me know in the comment section below. As always, thanks for sticking around with us. Be sure to like and subscribe. Say your prayers, read your Bibles, wash your hands, horns down, beat Auburn and LSU and Tennessee too. Roll Tide.